And I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. Guess you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me.
Hey, it's Nate from Echo City Music Lab. Today I'm going to do a song that a lot of you have requested. It's Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo. I know I'm a little late to the party here, but I figured better late than never. The song is really good, so let's get into it. Okay, so we'll start out by learning the chords for the verse. And this song is in the key of B flat major, so it's mostly white notes, but E's and B's are flat. And I recommend getting the chord chart that I put a link to in the description. That'll help you follow along and you can see where the chords match up with the lyrics as you sing it. So we're actually going to start with these chords in the left hand, and the first one is a B flat major. That's going to be B flat, D, and F. You can just play it 5, 3, 1, pinky, middle finger, thumb. Next we're going to move down to a G minor. So that is going to be a G, a B flat, and a D. Next we're going to go down to an E flat 5 chord, and your brain will kind of hear it like a E flat major chord, but when we get down this low, if you do all three of the notes of the chord, it gets kind of muddy. So instead we just do the outside notes, and that's going to be E flat and B flat. And then the chord progression of the verse loops around back to the B flat to end it, and then it starts over again, so you get an additional measure of B flat. We're in 4/4 time, and each of these chords are going to last for 2 measures, so 8 counts, except for that last B flat before it loops around, which is going to be just 4 counts.
Got my driver's license last week, just like we always talked about. Cause you were so excited for me to finally drive up to your house. But today I drove through the suburbs crying cause you weren't around. 2, 3, 4, and then probably with that blonde girl. So that's the second half of that first verse. Let's do the right hand, which is just doing those same notes the entire time, and it's B flat, octaves if you can do it. So the B flat above right where your left hand is, and then an octave above that. If that's too big of a stretch for you, you could just pick one and do it maybe with your third finger, whichever sounds better to you. But I'll be doing the octaves, and it's just going to do eighth notes the whole time. So if we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, the right hand's going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And my final thought here is that the right hand actually does a measure of that before the left hand chords come in and the singing starts. So the song would start like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I got my driver's license last week, just like we always talked about. Cause you were so excited for me to finally drive up to your house. But today I drove through the suburbs crying cause you weren't around.
Hey y'all, slight correction here. So those left-hand chords that last 2 measures before going to the next chord, I was just hitting them every 4 counts, so twice per chord. On the recording, it actually just hits the chord once for the full 2 measures, so 8 counts, and then it only hits the chord again when the chord changes to the next one. Sorry about that. So now we're in the chorus. And the first chord to talk about here is an E flat major 7, which is basically an E flat major chord with a D on top, or kind of a combination between an E flat major chord and a G minor chord. And it comes up a few times in the song, and we're going to do it by doing that G minor chord in the right hand, so the G, B flat, and D we were doing before, and doing a E flat bass note, so it sounds like that kind of jazzy, dreamy E flat major 7 chord. And I'm going to do octaves with the left hand all the way down there. But again, if that's too much of a stretch, go ahead and just do one of them. And you could just play this chord and sing the chorus like,
I know we weren't perfect, but I never felt this way for no one.
And I just went to a B flat chord, which we already did in this song, but it's inverted before we did it with the F on top. Now it's going to be F, B flat, and D. I'm just doing octaves with my left hand. So that would be a perfectly fine way to do this section for your cover of the song. But there's a little bit more of a complicated piano line going on underneath the singing, and I'll show you how to do that, and I'm going to do that for my version. I'll play it once so you know what I'm talking about, and just notice that even though I'm playing a bunch of notes in my right hand, my right hand is overall going to be sitting in those two shapes, the G minor and then the thumb dropping down to the B flat major. So the right hand is playing these notes on eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the first measure of it, we're just kind of going back and forth between B flat, G, D, G, and then again B flat, G, D, G, 2 and 3 and 4 and now second measure of this, we do B flat, G, C, G, D, G, E flat, G. So it starts looking kind of like it did before, but then once we hit that C, we're just going back and forth, and the top note is stepping up with the bottom note being G. Let me take that around a couple more times. Then we move to the B flat chord. So the left hand does the B flat octaves, or single notes again. And it's a similar pattern where you start with the middle finger on the B flat, and you do B flat, F, D, F, C, F, D, F. Again, B flat, F, D, F, C, F, D, F. So let's put it all together. Everything I just showed you happens twice.
And I know we weren't perfect, but I've never felt this way for no one. And I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. Guess you didn't.
And we're in the next section. Here we've got a rapid succession of chords that all hit for just one count. And we've got the G minor, the F, so those are both chords we've done in the song so far. Then B flat, and with the inversion, so you can go G minor, F, just keep your thumb on F, and then move your third and pinky up to the B flat and D. And then we've got a D minor for the first time. And actually, the chord I'm doing right now, right before the D minor, shares two of the notes. We're just gonna drop that B flat down to an A. So that's gonna be F, A, and D. Normally you might play a D minor like that, but we've got it inverted here. So that's the D minor. And then after that, an E major 7. So right hand does a G minor, and the left hand is doing that bass note. Let's look at that again with the bass notes. I'm still doing octaves in the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. So for that D minor, I'm doing a D here, and I went up for that, and then up to the E flat in the left hand for that E flat major 7. And when we get to that E flat major 7 chord, the right hand's going to switch to doing eighth notes, just gently.
Guess you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me.
Does anyone else get chills there? Like, I feel it in my body when I listen to that part of the song. Like, from the beginning of the song, it's just been building up to that moment. I'm curious if anyone else feels that. Let me know in the comments. And there's one more line in the chorus. That's the
You said forever, now I drive alone past your street.
So that's a C minor, first time that's come up so far in the song, and it's just C, E flat, and G. And the left hand, of course, is going to do a C. I'm going to just use my pinky here because it's kind of pulling back and getting quiet here, so we don't need the power of the octave. So
You said forever, now I drive.
so that's just a F major, using my second finger here in the left hand, and F is C.
I drive alone past your street.
So we're kind of coming to a resting place on B flat, and I'm just playing the note B flat in 3 different octaves. You could do it in 3 octaves or just 2. Kind of just The song takes a pause there. And at the end, I'm going to play everything in order so you can see how it all fits together. There's nothing new we need to learn for this next verse. It is the same chords as before, different lyrics, and it is half as long, so it just goes through the whole progression once instead of twice. After that, it's another chorus, and now you know the chorus, so we can just move ahead to the bridge.
Red lights, stop signs, I still see your face in the white cars, front yards, can't drive past the places.
And this is using all chords we've already done. There's one little thing about getting into the bridge, so we can do this little bass note walk down where it goes B flat, A, and then the bridge starts. So coming out of that previous chorus, it would be, 'cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street. 2, 3, 4.
Red lights,
And then we're in the bridge. I'll just play through half the bridge so you can see the full progression. So
red lights, stop signs, I still see your face in the white cars, front yards, can't drive past the places we used to go to, 'cause I still fucking love you, babe.
and then the second half of the bridge is the same thing, just some different words. We're almost done. We've just got one more chorus and a little outro. The chorus this time is a little different than it was the first two times. For one, from here on out, after the bridge, the energy kind of pulls back and the rest of the song is kind of chill and sad and winding to a close. So overall, we're going to move our hands up an octave, and I'm going to stop doing octaves. I am just going to do single bass notes in the left hand, so it sounds a little bit gentler. And again, you could just do this with the chords.
I know we weren't perfect, but I've never felt this way for no one.
And the right hand's going to trace out some of that harmonic movement we had in the piano line in the first two choruses, but it's going to do it much simpler, and instead of eighth notes, it's just going to be hits on the quarter notes. And it looks like this. G and B flat, G and C, G and D, G and E flat. Now we're moving the bass note up to B flat, and it's going to be F and B flat, F and C.
I know we weren't perfect, but I've never felt this way for no one. And I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone.
And the fast chord section is just slightly different, and the vocal melody over it is just slightly different, even though it's the same idea and same words. So we've got G minor, then F, and then directly to that D minor, so just moving the pinky up there, then back to F, and then to the E flat major 7. And notice I'm just stepping with my single fingers for the bass notes, and I'm not going like that. I'm making use of my many fingers to play the part.
Guess you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me. 'Cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street too.
So just like before, but an octave higher. And then here's the outro. And the outro is just one more time through that same line, but instead of ending on the B flat, we end on a G minor. So the song really leaves you on sad.
Yeah, you said forever, now I drive alone past your street.
Okay, you know all the parts. Now it's time to just put it all together in your full cover of it. And I'll finish this video by playing it all through myself. Thanks for watching. If this was of value to you, please subscribe, turn on the notifications, give it a like, comment, let me know what I should do next. As I said, this one was a request, or like 10 requests. And I really appreciate hearing from you all. All right, here's my version of Driver's License.
Got my driver's license last week, just like we always talked about. 'Cause you were so excited for me to finally drive up to your house. But today I drove through the suburbs crying 'cause you weren't around. And you're probably with that blonde someone else. And I know we weren't perfect, but I've never felt this way for no one. And I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. Guess you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me. 'Cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street. And all my friends are tired of hearing how much I miss you, but I kinda feel sorry for them, 'cause they'll never know you the way that I do. Yeah, today I drove through the suburbs and pictured I was driving home to you. And I know we weren't perfect, but I've never felt this way for no one. Oh, and I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. Guess you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me. 'Cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street. Red lights, stop signs, I still see your face in the white cars, front yards. Can't drive past the places we used to go to, 'cause I still fucking love you, babe. Ooh. Sidewalks we crossed, I still hear your voice in the traffic. We're laughing over all the noise. God, I'm so blue, no, we're through, but I still fucking love you, babe. Ooh. I know we weren't perfect, but I've never felt this way for no one. And I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. Guess you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me. 'Cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street. Yeah, you said forever, now I drive alone past your street.